My name is Kennedy Agee, and today I'm doing a persuasive speech over why being a foster parent or family is an important role in today's world. And this is my audience.
Number 1,
Number 2,
3, 4, 5.
Why being a foster parent or family is an important role. All information and statistics that I'm about to present in this slideshow are credited to iFoster, Alternative Family Services, the Imprint News, and Number and Trends Statistics. Some kids in America today need a safe home to live in, normally when their own environments are not ideal for different circumstances. And when that happens, the state gains custody of the child and the parents no longer have rights to them at that moment. The number of foster homes available are less than the number of kids who are in the state system at the moment. More families are needed to open up their homes to house these children in need. These children who have most likely been on their own because of their home life need the support of a loving family. Foster homes can be a saving grace for some children and the chance that their life will be saved. Fostering is a great way to expand the family and help those in need of a family. Me personally, my family, we are a foster family, and it has brought so much joy to our lives and not only to other kids' lives, but in the past 5 years we have been able to serve and save over 20 children. And whether that be we get permanency of them, we adopt them, or we give them enough time to let their families get their lives back together to get their children back. So the number of families compared to the number of children in state custody. The foster home to child ratio is currently 1 to 2. So there is double the amount of children as there is homes available to them. There are more children in foster care than the number of homes available. There are approximately 424,000 children in the state system nationwide. Fostering includes children ranging from newborns all the way up to 18 years old, where they are turned out as adults. Nearly 10% of the children in foster care spend 5 or more years in foster care. So approximately 46% of children end up in non-relative foster homes because of their lack of family or their family does not have the means to provide for them. 32% of children are in relative homes, whether that be aunts, uncles, or grandparents, just distant family members. 4% are sent to live in group homes because, as I said, there's not enough individual family homes to take care of these children. 4% are in pre-adoptive homes, which means after their parents lose their rights, these homes have already been set up as a means of they're willing to adopt from the beginning. 2% live independently. Once they're at a certain age, they can be emancipated. 1% of that have run away after being placed into the system. And 58% of kids stay in a foster home from 1 to 5 or more years. Circumstances for children being removed and placed into state custody. Removal is based on a basic category of abuse such as neglect, physical abuse, and sexual abuse. This is figured out by a caretaker in the state system that goes into the home and they evaluate the home, the family, and whoever is in that household. Neglect is the failure to properly care for a child and their daily living needs. So neglect mostly comes from when children are not getting fed, they're not getting bathed, they're not clothed. Physical abuse is an intentional act of causing harm or trauma to a person's body. So, that comes into play when there is more going on than just your average discipline of a child. When a child is harmed or bruised, or in some cases severely beaten to the point of hospitalization. Sexual abuse is sexual acts forced upon a person without their consent. This is normally your least likely circumstance, but it is still very real and does happen. Up here in this chart, I have it broken down into percentages of these children's circumstances. So your most common, with 81.2% of these children being removed, is due to neglect. 2.6% are removed because of sexual abuse, 6.6% are removed because of other circumstances, and 9.6% are removed because of physical abuse. So neglect is the most prominent reason for children being removed, but there are very real and other situations that are occurring in today's world. Now I get to the options of permanency, including a foster child, such as adoption, permanent guardianship, or returning to their families. And as I get to this, I encourage you to listen because these children need help. They need a home, they need a loving family to take care of them, whether that's for a couple months, for a couple days, years, or for the rest of their lives. Half of the children are reunited with their families, which is great because, families get their lives together, they can, come back together and be happy. But then there's the other 50% who need that long life home. 86% chose adoption to provide a permanent home for a child. 39% fostered and adopted because of infertility. So with infertility, if you're not able to have children, there are plenty of children in this world who need your help. 24% fostered and adopted to give their children siblings, which is such a blessing because I've gained 3 younger brothers out of being a foster parent, and I have loved every minute of it. 95% of families said that they would adopt from foster care again. 56% of children have the care-plan goal of being reunited with their families. 27% of children had the care-plan goal of being adopted. 4% had the goal of emancipation. 4% had the goal of permanent guardianship. 3% had the goal of living with other relatives. 2% had the goal of being in long-term foster care. 49% ended up being reunited with their families. 25% of those kids were adopted into loving homes that will care for them forever. 11% were living with a guardian. 7% were emancipated, and 7% went back to live with other family members. In conclusion, foster parents and families are needed. They are crucial to saving some children's lives. Families and parents are needed to take care of these kids of all ages. Fostering is an opportunity to love kids who have never been in a loving situation before. Fostering is an important part to raising up the future of this world. Fostering is life-changing. I've seen it firsthand, kids that you never thought were going to make it out and make it into the world and become great people because of a person who chose to open up their home, open up their heart, and to love a child. Thank you. This is my audience.
1,
2,